Like, there's some like history here with this sniper pick, bro. They're like, we lost in 2 or 1 DPC. We're bringing it back. We're gonna prove that this hero works. But they pick it into Mars, a guy who can stand there and soak projectiles. It's ballsy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky move. They don't have a lot of tools to get onto this sniper, but if the tools are there, you get a blink from Zai, you go in, you jump. I personally, when you live through the troll sniper period back of years ago, I think ever since then I've always just wanted to see sniper lose every single game. So I'm just hoping it happens again.
So does Ice Frog. He just keeps nerfing the sniper. 42% win rate in pro level pubs. Weak little dwarf, man. And yet the pros, they just love this hero, man. I feel like they always pull it out, no matter what.
And they're always trying to make sniper work, kind of like Fetch. Just trying to make it work.
Yeah.
And then, again, you're going into Medusa. We saw Medusa in the Saudi Arabia region in the previous game where it lost to a Phantom Lancer. Not really the same thing, a sniper and a Phantom Lancer, definitely. A lot of height differences if you want to start with one thing.
Definitely.
We'll see how this sniper ends up doing his Boxy just with the disruption. He's got the idea right? Go after this sniper, make sure he just doesn't get to have a game. But at the same time, he's got a TP out. Some Chen help.
Yeah, it gives him a little bit of regen there too. This is going to be one of those, another one. You know, that's one thing that I would have loved to have seen changed, is this just supports being like Tango and Salve slaves for their carries. Like, come on. That's not fun.
No, it's not fun, and when you don't do it, at least in my pubs, you just get yelled at the entire game, and from there, minute 1, the game's all your fault, because you didn't bring the salves, you're not dragging everything out. So I want to have some fun as well. Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to fight for Courier anymore.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like if you don't think about it for just like a second, you know, you forget, like, you know, if you don't have the salve for like the right moment where your carry's low, you just lose. You just lose like 30 seconds of getting zoned and you're done. And that's why I actually think like Chen, like innately, is like always going to be a pretty strong hero because of Divine Favor. Same thing with Io, like just winning the regen battle, that's never been bad. And it's just better than ever right now too.
I don't think winning the regen battle can ever really be bad. At least I don't see it ever being an issue when you're winning the regen battle. But Chen, 5 more movement speed. Panel was talking about how important it is. How important is 5 more movement speed? What does it do for this Chen? Oh. Nice, going down, taking out Tofu as well. Oh, okay. All right, well, yeah, sure. Undying, letting himself go down to the tower. Bring yourself back, full health, full mana. We see it from Undyings all the time.
Yeah, that was the old double wave. You know, push out the first wave with Mystic Snake, and they just abused the level 2 timing there on the Medusa and the Undying. It's funny to see like tons of professional players get caught out by that one because you just want to sit there and there's this massive wave coming into you. Like, you want to get that XP, right? But then the creeps are there, so you can't like fight the enemies. You'll just die. You just feed.
It's the way to do it. It's tactical feeding every single time.
Yeah. Feed double kill.
At least that's the play. We got an interesting little mid matchup of Rubik Sand King. Sand King, I think for Gaming Gladiators especially, has been played over mid. They've let Ace kind of expand his hero pool a little bit more. He was playing like off lane anti-mage yesterday. But going up against the Rubik should be pretty interesting, is now the sniper taking on a lot of pressure, throws it back at Boxy. They've also got this Harpy Stormcrafter, making sure that Boxy has to go all the way back and back off this sniper. But the spear, the snipe spear on the sniper.
Yeah,
his eye, getting it done, making sure, like I said, sniper doesn't get to have a fun game. That's all we want in our life.
Yeah, already not going so well for the old Peep Lord here. Ace also going down again.
Just getting harassed up by this Undying as well as this Medusa combo, and then Boxy, he's going to give himself up to the tier 2 tower up in the top lane. So deaths around the board, deaths happening everywhere, but at least right now mid, And Liquid, the ones who are coming out on top. They've got themselves a slight net worth lead.
Yeah, and I do feel like, you know, going back to the sniper with this hero, you don't really want to be behind because, you know, even a hero like Medusa, how many times have we seen Medusas pick up the Swift Blink, even in games where, like, there isn't a sniper, right? Like, it's Swift Blink on Medusa is just good because, you know, this hero's like a turret and your one problem is mobility, and Swift Blink solves that while also giving you some good damage. So getting on top of the sniper, I mean, that makes it even better.
Yeah, the Swift Blink we see usually like 4th item, sometimes from these Medusas earlier if they want to have that ability. And Zai's looking like he's going to drop and will. Throwing down the level 2 Shrapnel. Chasing back this Mars and getting the kill there is the sniper. So a little bit of a revenge up in the top lane. And opening up the lane a little bit. It's 20-9 on the CS for the sniper, but overall the top 4 are just about even.
Yeah, I like this build that Duraccio went on sniper. He goes 2-2. And that gives you the efficient damage boost on Shrapnel. Headshot goes from 20 to 50 damage. It's more than double, so because of that, they actually net the kill. He's doing a lot of harass in this lane, but, you know, he has a sniper. We'll see how much he can translate this into a good mid game.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I've seen against Medusas all the time is making sure that those stacks don't get picked up. Meanwhile, again, Sniper in some trouble. Chased down. Boxy gets credit for the kill. They line it up easily with the disruption as well as the spear. And when it's just the Sniper without a support, it feels like you're almost guaranteed to lose that Sniper. And then bottom lane again, Ace and Tofu getting pushed out, and it's just a lot of control here for Insania Matamba in the bottom lane.
Yeah, this is a really good lane for old Tumby here. Insania as well. Like I feel like even in Undying, getting some levels here is pretty important. If he can show up to this top lane when Mars gets Arena, that's going to be a tower. Like, and top lane's going very well on its own too.
Chen. Disruption again with this spear. They just have no way of getting these heroes out in the top lane, and with Boxy staying here and just finding the space, like Sniper can't react quick enough to help his Chen. And he doesn't really output the damage to push back Boxy and Zai when they're there together.
No, I think like either of these two heroes can definitely die up here. As long as Boxy and Zai are healthy, we have one of those situations where they're both low HP and mana because they're getting too many kills up here. It's like costing them resources. So that's the only saving grace they have. Boom is farming though. He does have a big ancient stack here as well, so he's gonna have a fairly early blink dagger on Sand King, and super game-changing item. I mean, especially from the mid lane, like Sand King does so much damage at the timing that you get the blink.
Boxy again killing himself to the tier 2 tower up in the top lane, so still the same.
Yeah. Can bring Zai some regen as well. Looks like, okay, the ancient stack is at least scouted. And blocked as well, actually, by Insania. So they're trying not to let the Sand King get that super early blink.
Yeah, slowing him down from that blink, like you said, very important to get into the mid game with that blink, and he's got those levels from being in the mid lane solo. So he's gonna try. He'll take this stack, but then let's see if they can spot this, because they put down a sentry to see if it was blocked, but they didn't get the sentry that was behind the camp. At least they didn't spot it yet.
Yeah, I think, I mean, after this stack, probably Sniper will be the one that takes the ancient stacks, and like he can just go push one wave and he's gonna have blink dagger. So Insania, like he's, you know, slowing down future stacks with the sentry, but not really the Sand King blink. Like Boom is very, very farmed.
Solari going down to Boxy. They use that first arena to get the kill onto the Chen up in the top lane, while over in the triangle, Epicenter, Burrow Strike, and Boom's trying to get a solo kill with the Tombstone down. In the Sandstorm, it's an easy kill. Sandstorm level 4.
And a Tombstone, bro.
And 150 gold. That's my stacks. I don't care.
Yeah, that is about 2 ancient stacks there with that Tombstone. Very nice.
So steals the Sandstorm, Inkswell. I saw this combination from them the other day where they want to use this Inkswell, Blink, Burrow Strike to get just that continued lockdown. And it's a solid combo. We used to see it with the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain would blink in with the Inkswell, jump forward, try to get something done, Sonic Wave, but with the extra bit of lockdown coming in from Boom with the Burrow Strike. Seems like a nice 1-2 punch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Queen of Pain and Sand King are very similar in regards to, like, both heroes do just enough damage to get somebody to, like, 20% HP with all of their nukes. And, like, throwing a Grimstroke on top of that means it's like a full to zero combo with just 2 heroes. Like, Tiny's the same.
Foxy, Insania, and Zai are here to go after this Chen. And it will be a kill for Zai. So, 3 heroes here, easy kill, 3v1. Meanwhile, Mickey is trying to go into the jungle and maybe spot the sniper and slow him down a little bit. He's been just a touch free.
Yeah, he's chilling on Mickey. I'm interested to see what build he goes for. He is maxing out the Arcane Supremacy and Fade Bolt. Looks like he's going for BKB first item, so he is really building to frontline and steal spells and do a lot of damage in the team fights. No Blink Dagger. He's not going for like the, you know, low HP kind of utility, like 6 spell stealing Rubik. He's more of a traditional mid laner.
We see Matumba Man sitting top of the net worth. He moves over to the triangle, so he's going to farm this up. They didn't get any ancient stacks for him. They did stack this other camp, though, so trying to get as much farm as he can, at least for now. On top of which, stacks it himself. Doesn't need a support. Watching support jobs go away very quickly.
Yeah, it is true. It is. At least supports have the tango job, though. Keep that one. That's awesome.
Keep my tango job and help out my carry where I can. But with Medusa moving off the bottom lane, they're going to quickly take this tower. So Gaming Gladiators, they move Ace Solari and Boom down here if anybody were to rotate over. And nobody does from Liquid, so they take a tier 1 over bot. Next move, I would assume, is take the mid tier 1 as well, and they're starting to move over this way. Tombstone dropped down early from Insania, so they might want to react if they've got a way in. Gotta be careful, though. Boom's got this Blink Dagger, and there's the Ink Swell, maybe looking to make a jump, but stands still and thinks differently of the initial attempt.
Yeah, these are awesome reads by Liquid. They just realized that this bot lane push is too strong, and they get their carry the hell out of there as soon as the push comes in. It's the Sand King Blink Dagger reveal. He's done absolutely nothing with it. We've seen 2 times now, like, he gets Ink Swelled and nothing happens. They're smoked up again. This is the second smoke. Really hoping to get something with it, and Liquid is just like, they're not taking the bait, dude.
No, not at all. And on top of which, Zai maybe even looking to wrap around if they're making a move over mid. He's put some pressure on inside the jungle. Now Tofu. Well, not going to be able to get close enough just yet, but with the Blink and the Burrow Strike, there they go. Phantom's Embrace for the silence. They'll go to the epicenter. They'll try to get the kill into Zai while the Stone Gaze comes through, and Zai survives. So Stone Gaze, they'll turn their backs. The Hand of God comes in, and now they'll start to run. Zai trying to TP out. Boom looking maybe for a Burrow Strike. But Tofu's the one who dies, and it's 2 Matumba Man. The fight happening near the tier 1 tower over mid. There's not much that Sniper can do by himself at the moment. I wonder if Liquid just push in this tower and look to open up some space for themselves on the dire side of the map.
Hard push.
Too.
Sand King Sniper, I mean, we all remember the ho-ho-ha-ha patch. Shrapnel, not a great ability to push into. Sand King, probably the best counter pusher. So they, you know, they poke, but they don't necessarily push. Now Liquid, they want to push Gaming Gladiators out of their own jungle.
Telekinesis back towards Zai. Zai looking to get a kill here on Ace, who drops down the Firestorm, but the spear lands on the edge of the steps. Insania taking a lot of damage. You've got a free sniper on the high ground, a Fade Bolt on Ace, so they'll end up trading 1 for 1. But it's an offlaner for support, something that Liquid is going to favor a little bit as they do grab themselves just a little bit more gold on the exchange. The whole time, Matumba Man just not getting touched.
He's chilling top, but it is like a bit of a flipping of the map, because during that time, Tofu also got this really nice ward up in their own jungle right next to where Matumba Man is. So basically, Gaming Gladiators, they take control of their own jungle to a degree, and then Liquid takes control of their own jungle. So really, it's just a tit for tat, you know, kill for kill. Everybody's farming.
Everybody is getting quite a bit of farm. The Sniper actually keeping up quite a bit. Mask of Madness, Dragonlance, going into the BKB, then the Shadow Blade for Dairachio. They killed him twice earlier, but since then, he's kind of moved back into the jungle, and since he's made that move back from the lane, they really haven't put much pressure on him.
I do suppose it begs the question, does it matter if you're pressuring a sniper? That's the only question here, and you know, we'll see that question answered later on. I feel like if you're Liquid, you feel kind of fine that there's a sniper up against you. Yes, it is considered to be like a traditional Medusa counter, right? But you have the Mars on the flip side. Like any of these ranged carries, like Drow, Sniper, Medusa, like Mars is a pretty good late game counter to them because you just throw in the Bulwark active and you're taking 70% less damage and soaking up like almost all of their projectiles. So it's one of those things where I'm interested to see how Gaimin Gladiators deals with Zai on the Mars, because his game is really good. Like we saw this kill attempt on him, and he's just got so many items that his stats are too high to kill. Like even with the full epicenter burrow strike, like it's not enough.
Yeah, he does end up surviving. He had thrown down the arena, which we've seen a lot of Marses go for the refresher orb, have the double arena, make things even tougher, especially like you said for the sniper potentially. Boom with the burrow strike though, drop down the tombstone onto the high ground and find themselves a Chen. It's a quick kill there for Zai. He does finish off the mech on the Chen and maybe giving them a little bit of sustainability on the next time they fight, but Liquid happy to get a kill there. They're moving around and really kind of getting what they can.
I love that Insani is just like throwing his body into places and dropping the tombstone on high grounds. Like you could see from Boom that he was unsure of like whether or not it was a good idea to epicenter Insania, just because like, do you want to use epicenter on a level 5 Undying that's standing on a high ground that already put his tombstone on the high ground? It feels really bad. So like he walks away and it ends up actually kind of baiting Celery into dying there.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, he ends up dead, and it's hard to jump on the Undying like as well as the Mars. Like the Mars picked up a, you know, it can throw down an arena, land the spear, has everything needed to kind of make sure that they survive an onslaught like that. And Undying, like you said, he's just throwing down these tombstones without much fear of any turnaround.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies. I mean, he does it again there. Like he walks up. You see Matumba Man was like waiting and doesn't want to walk up the high ground. He just says, okay, Insania, like get up there. Insania's like, all right, boss. He walks in and they just walk away from him because like who the hell wants to kill this guy? They're gonna get such a low bounty from him, and it will have no impact on the game.
So Gaming Gladiators kind of looking for a move to make, whereas Liquid are just farming and sending Insania wherever Gaming Gladiators want to make that move. Go after our Undying. What's the proper move here for both teams? Can you continue to do the same here for Liquid? Like you've got a Medusa, you're fine being conservative, getting this farm, like especially until Matumba Man gets the Scott E. But for Gaming Gladiators, are you starting to feel that urgency to fight and kind of slow down this Liquid progression?
I think the urgency will come when Duraccio gets this BKB. It gives him something to actually, you know, walk through the Mars arena and not just get all of his projectiles soaked up. He looks like he's reading this smoke right now.
Radiant's top tower.
He circles. He's not the right area, but he knows there's a smoke.
Arena down, and they're going to go after Ace. This is all by the mid-tier 1. They've got Tofu coming through, as well as a TP coming out from the Chen. Celery trying to at least save his teammates. They get a kill on a Tofu, lose Ace. And now it's going to be a +1. The Chen TP'd in, unable to get anything done, and Zai with a double kill. 2 heroes die there. The team's ready to take the mid-tier 1, and all of a sudden, Gaming Gladiators, their map shrinks even more, and they are giving up a lot to this Liquid side.
Man, I don't know if Celery like got stunned right after his mech, or if it was like just barely on cooldown or what, but like he did have Hand of God. They maybe could have turned that if he was able to get that off. I would imagine that he got stunned by the spear or something along those lines. Because like Ace, he actually almost survived with that, you know, with that pipe buff that just got added to the game. 12% magic resistance aura instead of just 10%. Ace is actually looking real tanky. Even went for the power treads too, but just barely not enough to survive and turn that fight there.
Yeah, pipe not an item we had been seeing a lot of throughout the DPC, so hopefully it kind of makes a comeback.
It seems to be having like a pretty positive trend. You know, people are trying it. People are trying it. It's been buffed so many times that it's like, all right, at some point, people are gonna start picking up pipe. Hood also got nerfed too. Like the magic resistance on Hood is a little bit less than pipe, so you are getting a decent amount of value from upgrading it. Maybe a couple more buffs, and we'll start seeing it like every game.
Yeah, for right now, this is like one of the first games I've kind of seen it on. I don't even recall a game in China that this pipe's being built on.
I think I saw it a couple of times in Western EU. Like Western EU seems to think that pipe is pretty solid. Like the new offlane, you know, support item. I feel like that Wraith Pact has got to be pretty good too. You know, it's Vlad's is cheaper. Like the Wraith Pact aura got fixed. It's got to be good.
We'll hopefully see more of that item come out. Meanwhile, by the way, Gaming Gladiators going for Roche. They haven't exactly been spotted on this one. And Insania comes over, but there's the Burrow Strike. So they'll pick up the Aegis onto the Sniper. They'll throw out these right clicks. They've got the Phantom's Embrace, but there's the Arena as well as the Spear to lock up Boom. An early Hand of God, and it might just be to keep this Sand King alive. They've also used the Stone Gaze, so maybe Gaming Gladiators feeling confident enough to continue on forward. They've got the Inkswell Burrow Strike combo. For now, it's just the Blink as well as the Burrow Strike out on Azai, but the damage from Azai killing off Boom. They found Ace, and it's looking like they're going to lose 2 on this one. They try to keep Ace alive, but he's not so tanky when the whole team is there, minus the Undying, and they've got the Telekinesis out on a Celery. So Zai, he's got Spear available. Mickey ends up dead. Sniper from the high ground has a double damage. They need to be a little bit careful. Now that they've lost the Rubik, Soulbind, Phantom's Embrace, silencing up 2. Still thinking about going after both these heroes. The Assassinate hits both of them, but they don't move forward any further as this team starts to retreat. Going up the high ground against the double damage Sniper, not the most fun thing to do in Dota.
This game's weird. Like, it seems like both teams have a weird read on what's going on in the game. Like, for example, like Liquid, I think it was really awesome that they lost their Undying. They didn't get the Tombstone off. They lose Aegis, and yet Zai still looks to counter initiate, and he just like destroys the Sand King with his God's Rebuke. And I think what's causing the weird like misread from, you know, Gaming Gladiators walking up the high ground, for example, is not understanding the strength of mid Rubik, because you just don't see it. Like, you never see mid Rubik. It's not something your like instincts are used to, you know. And then on the flip side, Liquid walks up the high ground with the mid Rubik, and he just blows up because it's like, oh yeah, I'm not a tanky hero, you know. They saw the DD. They know that he's got that, but they just feel like with killing 2 heroes that they can walk up the high ground. And so both like times where the teams walk up the high grounds, they're just wrong about their ability to do so.
And they rip through
Sniper Rubik, weird drafts.
Yeah, it's just like it's completely different from what you're seeing in terms of the meta or stability meta that's been going on. And I can't remember many games that I've seen a mid Rubik, and I guess when you're trying to find yourself feeling tanky, mid Rubik may not be the exact hero to feel that on. But even with heroes that you think might be tanky, like you said, the Sand King and even the Underlord, like they got shredded on.
He's getting shredded. Yeah, I don't know what. I did not think Zai was going to do that much damage to the Sand King when Sand King blinked in. It's like, oh, surely. Like SK, you know, strength hero, he's the mid hero. Zai only has a BKB, but like Zai is hitting hard, man.
Burrow Strike coming through as well as the Inkswell. They've locked down and gotten the kill on Insania to start this one off. They go after Tofu. The Hand of God was used. They kill off this Grimstroke so far. The Assassinate's not really doing anything to Matumba Man. They're still chasing this Chen, but they've got Ace coming over. The Blink as well as the Burrow Strike epicenter down. There's the Arena with the BKB being popped by Zai. Damage out onto Boom, trying to eat it, but he'll end up falling. He's down into his grave, and they go after the Sniper. They turn this one around. Daraccio in trouble. He's got an Aegis, but he doesn't really have an escape plan on this one, because while he's respawning, they'll go after Ace. They land the Spear on the respawn, take out the Sniper. It's 4 heroes down on the side of Gaming Gladiators, and a big win here for Liquid as they play that fight pretty much perfectly.
So that Aegis respawn with the, like, Daraccio had BKB on Sniper, but the weird thing about Spear and some other abilities in Dota is that it's like, it has like frame coverage, right? Where for as long as the spear is on top of where you're respawning, there's a window where you cannot dodge it. However, usually you can BKB during the very first frame of any stun. However, when you're dead with Aegis, you cannot shift Q your BKB. If you're astral imprisoned or something like that, you can Q your BKB to go on the very first frame. But when you're dead, you literally have to just spam it. So you'd have to get a frame perfect click on your BKB in order to get it off after the Aegis respawn, so long as Zai perfectly times the Spear of Mars. And he did. So just hard play to make for Duraccio. Doesn't get the BKB off, feels real bad.
You can
they're kind of a little like split too in the team fight. Like Celery being all the way to the right here, and Boom just keeps going down, man. Like he is seeming so squishy when he goes in with these epicenters.
It's like that's the play they want to make, but it doesn't end up turning into anything of substance, right? Like he blinks, barrel strikes, hits the epicenter on the Medusa, but they don't really care.
In that spear, like
not strong at all.
I'm sure Duraccio was spamming his BKB. It's just like you legitimately just have to get lucky based on the mechanics. Like you could argue that Ice Frog should change something where you can, you know, queue something up after Aegis respawn. Like if you want to change that, but I think like technically you're dead when you're respawning with the Aegis. You can't queue things while dead.
Duraccio popping the BKB, throwing some right clicks over on Azai, but again, like you said, with the bulwark, he feels a lot tankier. And he's just going to stand there. Eventually, the BKB is going to run out, and they'll get themselves the telekinesis and take out the sniper. You can't just stand there. I mean, there is that Rubik that just comes in and cleans him up, and all of a sudden, it's a Medusa on the high ground, looking to take out your tier 3s and potentially your rats. Got the Scotties going into the Shadow Blade this time around. What do you really have in defense here for Gaming Gladiators? And no sniper for 35 seconds.
Boom does have his epi, but we've seen like every time he tries to go in with that, he just kind of dies. Like he really does need his BKB. Tomba's out of mana though, so Liquid does have to be a little bit careful.
Finished off the Silver Edge, they get themselves the range racks, and there isn't much to return in terms of Gaming Gladiators looking to fight. This Medusa's just gotten way out of control, as is pretty much the standard story with Medusas. Give them just a little bit too much time and a little bit too much space, and it feels like Medusa can win just about every game.
Yep. If you look at like the top carries of this patch, other than Medusa, and then you go to Dota Buff and you look at the win rates of Medusa and what the top win rates are that she plays against, it's like all of the carries that are strong in this patch. Like I think that's a big reason why Medusa's such a like toxic hero right now, is because she basically wins every matchup from like the heroes that are very popular. Like you see people picking up, you know, PL or Ursa with Diffusal Blade, things like that, and like those aren't really popular heroes in the current patch. Even like Terrorblade, another answer, like not super strong sniper, obviously like we have in this game, that's considered a counter, not really a strong hero. Like the best counters to Medusa are like B tier or C tier heroes right now.
Even with the counters, it's just seeming like an impossible task at times to go after this Medusa.
Yeah, there's an answer. There's always an answer if you're Medusa. Like Silver Edge build in this game, he's going for a Blink Dagger next against the sniper. Like there's so many items you can build that just feel really great.
We were talking about it earlier, probably going to be that Swift Blink that he builds into. It's usually one of those cap items on Medusa, and by that I mean capping off the game with a Swift Blink.
Oh boy, Celery has a gem. This is a bad...
Oh gosh, this gets ripped up. And then they've got the disruption on Ace, so it's not going to just be one. It looks like it will be two. And Boxy gets credit for the kill onto Ace. They find these heroes inside their own jungle, just maybe a little bit too far out. Meanwhile, Tofu and Boom are still thinking about something here that they want to go on. So I'm the tail for the epicenter. Doesn't exactly mean he can go for it.
I think they could use all of their spells on Matumba twice, and he's not going to die. It's just not happening.
Roche up in 30, so at some point I would assume Liquid, if they don't wipe Game Gladiators again, they could just back up, go for Roche, pick up an Aegis, get a shard, and then siege the high ground pretty efficiently.
You know, I just remember something. I saw a post on Reddit that said something along the lines of like, people want casters to talk about like map movements more than the spells that are being cast in team fights. That move that you just saw there, sending Matumba Man down the bottom lane instead of any other hero, was genuinely a really smart move for anybody that's interested in that, because like if you send the Rubik there, he dies to that combo. It's like Liquid knows that there's a potential option for the Sand King and the Grimstroke to be waiting in the trees, so they send the tanky hero that can't die to it bot instead of somebody else. Like that's a smart move.
Undying might be in trouble, but has the tombstone down. Soul Rip surviving. Insania now, well, he'll end up falling. They've got the arena down on 3 of these heroes. The damage coming out. Seller, he's gonna die first, then goes down. Boom.
They tried to force him. That's funny.
Well, little gate action and trying to go through and get Daraccio, killing off the sniper. So he really can't find a place to stand on this sniper. And there's the spear. Tofu dead as well. This is just easy pickings for Liquid, and when it rains, it pours all over the heads of Gaimin Gladiators. And they'll call GG. There's just nothing they can do at this point.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower.
They tried the sniper. So that's good. But yeah, that hero's garbage. And this is exactly what it looked like the last time I saw these guys